Are you ready to learn? Because my super experienced guests are ready to share some really valuable information. Make sure and listen all the way to the end to get help and support. So let's start with the best audio experience.
How to hire copywriters, editors when we have AI? It's very important topic because we can see many writers can overuse ChatGPT, many other great AI tools, and we can't deny it. So we need to accept, we need to find the way how to use in the right way. That's why I'm so excited to discuss this topic with Eleonora Bolzan. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Eleonora, I'm excited to learn more about that. I know how it's important to cooperate with writers. And let me share my story. Many years ago, like 10 years ago, I had a team of copywriters who wrote about anything, but Google changed. Updated many times the search engine, so we need to consider that Google is looking for experience, for experts. That's why I change my approaches that we usually do, because in digital marketing we can't go another way. We need to update what we have, and today we have a new challenge, AI. Why challenge? Because many copywriters overuse it, or use in the wrong way. That's why I'm so excited about that. Eleonora, before we start, just tell more about yourself, experience, background, about your pretty hair that you have, and anything that can help our audience to understand more about you.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, thank you for having me here. And I became a freelance writer in 2021, so pretty recently. But I made my way up to becoming content manager for Content Wish, an SEO content agency today. I was an SEO strategist for a big website in the yoga industry in Italy. And then I became an editor, and then I started training other writers and editors, and then I landed here, basically.
Nice. Oh, okay. Let's talk about training or teaching someone else, because I found it's hard. It's really hard to transfer data in the correct way. It's the same with ChatGPT when people use it in the wrong way. And I found in writing, it's more important experience than learning. It's better to write, to practice, to improve your skills. Can you tell about your methods, how you teach others about improving writing skills, and any methods that can help others to use your tips to improve writing skills?
Yeah. So first of all, since when I started this career, I set some SOPs. So that's the start, like setting the standard quality that you want to have, the output that you want to have from your writers. That's the basis. And then you have to give clear instructions for what each piece of content should have in terms of formatting, structuring, punctuation, fluff. So that should be, of course, non-existent. And this is the basis. So that's you should give your writers something to look at just to start. Then, of course, you cannot hire writers that start from scratch. So at least have people who have some basis in writing. And then, most importantly, you must give feedback. So not just about formatting or punctuation or language, because everyone nowadays is very fluent in English. So that's not a problem. But you should train people to think about what they write and put themselves in the reader's shoes. So give feedback about the content itself. So the sentences themselves, what's written, and how the message is conveyed. And then give good suggestions, so constructive suggestions, not just say, don't do this, don't do that. Just give an alternative, give better alternatives than what the writers have already written.
Nice. My loving book about writing, it's not about writing, it's about a guy who didn't have any experience with writing. He didn't have any education, but he had other great points: perseverance, belief, vision to do it. This book was written by Jack London many years ago. It's called Martin Eden. And I love this book. It's awesome book. I think anyone can read this book to learn from a guy who didn't get any education, but he decided to become a great writer, and he did it. So can you tell about consistency and perseverance, how it's important to use these elements to improve writing skills, to go ahead? Because I remember when Stephen King said about that, he knows only two things that can help to improve writing skills: read a lot and write a lot, nothing else. So
Yeah.
tips how to do it.
That's the point. Practice is the core of writing. Like I started writing since when I was like 10 years old, and all my teachers were impressed by my writing, and that's what helped me to improve my writing and receiving feedback from people. So it's not just reading and compare what you read to what you write, and have certain goals to make yourself clear, and not just write for yourself, but write to explain to others, and aim to be as much clear as possible and add value with what you write. Every sentence, every word that you add on paper, or in this case on Google Docs. And so yes, of course, this is something that it's crucial for becoming a skilled writer. But most of all, look for feedback from people who have more experience than you.
Nice. Eleonora, I found on your LinkedIn profile that you use SEO writing. Can you tell more about SEO? Because I remember many years ago I just added a lot of keywords to the context. Google ranked well. Today things change, but anyway we need to consider Google as well. So it's not only to write for people. Yeah, it's important, but we need to remember about search engines, because if we don't add keywords, Google doesn't rank. Nobody cares. Nobody knows about existence of this content. Can you tell how to do it in the correct way? I mean, like to add the right keywords and write for a human.
Yeah. What I advise is using SEO tools for optimization, like Surfer SEO, Phrase, Market Muse, these kind of tools. These are very useful to optimize content, but at the same time, keep the reader engaged. So these are great tools because they retrieve terms from all the pages that are ranking on the SERP. But at the same time, you shouldn't be too much focused on the score for optimization of these tools, because sometimes they don't compare well what's the content inside the pages themselves and the value that it provides to the reader. So there should be some balance between adding keywords and what you write. Sometimes I notice that writers tend to do lots of keyword stuffing, but then it doesn't make sense and it's very heavy. So the key is balance and finding the right balance again between the number of times that you use certain keywords and the content that you write.
Nice. Okay, let's talk about this balance. It's very tricky, to have this balance, because in my life, I have the balance everywhere. In my job, my family, the balance between tasks. I have a lot of tasks, so I need to choose the right one, because if you have only two hands, limited time, like 16 hours a day, 16 hours, I can sleep 8 hours. And it's hard. It's hard to do anything, but I found that everyone is on the same boat, like Elon Musk. Elon Musk has 16 hours a day. He needs to sleep as well. And I remember when Bill Gates said about that, for example, if he has product A and product B, after investing X amount of money on the product A and product B, if product B can sell 2 times more, the next time he will ignore product A. He will invest all efforts to product B. It's the same with any other task, because I see when webmasters create huge list of topics, a big content plan, but with limited resources. And it's hard to create content for all topics, and we don't need to do it because quality is key. It's more important less but quality. Can you tell about priorities, how to set up the right priorities and choose topics that will help more than if you create mediocre content for all topics that you have about your niche?
Yeah, if you are, of course, familiar with SEO, and I think you are, you know that there are you should set up your content plan with silos and set up and establish which one are parent pages and which one will be child pages. So, of course, priorities should be given according to volume, but also according to what you as a human being think that would be interesting as a reader or as a person to know. Because sometimes also when you use SEO tools, they have very low volume but very important keywords. Like I can't find an example right now, but sometimes it happens that something can be overlooked, and it's very important because maybe it will bring you more high quality traffic than more bigger keywords. So yeah, I think that's
Okay.
that's how you should set your priorities.
Nice, nice. I love your smile. When I see people with a good smile, that means they have positive mindset. And without positive mindset, I don't know how to achieve any results, because people, when they're so serious, think, oh, I need to achieve results. I need to set up my goals. Guys, relax. If you don't enjoy the process, you can't get anything. And yeah, it's more important to enjoy and to go ahead with loving what you do. Because once I had business, I created many projects, but I remember this one very well because I invested resources for 3 years, a lot of resources. I failed, I gave up with this project because I didn't love it. I didn't enjoy the process. I hated Monday. I loved Friday. So then after 3 years, I got it. No way. It's better to forget about this money, about my time. Just go ahead. It's experience. Yeah, that's why I love smiling than to be serious. Okay, Eleonora, let's talk about AI. Can you tell how to use AI in the correct way? Because I have my AI tool that can help to create content for all website pages. In homepage, you can find a golden button. Guys, it's not golden button. It's just help. My tool can help to create content at scale, and you need to edit, to adapt. Any tips how you use AI in the correct way?
First of all, you should put the right keywords. So you should know exactly what's your goal from this output, and then you should give AI clear instructions on what you expect to have as a result. Because what I noticed is that if you just put what you have in mind or random sentences, AI can't give you what you want. But because these tools are being developed so rapidly, they can understand very specific instructions. You just have to know what you want. And also, I noticed that, for example, I use AI for editing sometimes. So, there are some tools that offer content rephrasing. But if you have a paragraph that's badly written and it's not clear already, AI will make it worse instead of making it look better. So all lies in the input that you give to AI.
Mhm. Uh, I want to ask you about creating something new with AI, because in most cases it's a rewriting tool, the best rewriting tool ever. Rewriting, not writing. You can't get something new, unique by using AI, and nobody cares about a new piece of content that you can find in other places. And it's the same like when you ask from your friends about review about a new movie, and I often get the reply something like this: nothing special, I watched the same plot. And I think it's the same with users. They are not interested to get the same content, okay, with better grammar, but it's not unique.
Yeah.
Can you tell about creativity? how to be creative by using AI?
I think that it depends on the tool, but if you do your own research on the topic that you want to write about, then that will be creative because you have done your own research and included what you think that's better. If you just give AI just write me an article about X topic and it creates the outline, the paragraphs, and it finds the resources, of course that's already seen and written and just a replication of what's already there. But if you put some effort in preparing what you want to create, that will be original.
And I usually use ChatGPT more, with other goals. I usually edit because I can write something with the worst grammar ever. For me it's hard to build all my thoughts, but I send all this information to ChatGPT and ask one prompt: please edit. Edit, because I can get the best grammar, awesome text with my thoughts. What do you think about editing? What kind of quality you can get by editing on ChatGPT without writing?
Well, I haven't tried ChatGPT for editing, so I don't really know what to reply here.
Okay, guys. I can share my experience because I usually use for editing and translation two features that I use a lot because editing is good. Of course, it's better to check out the second time on Grammarly. You can use Hemingway, but anyway, you can write the copy. And once I learned about Stephen King, and he told he usually writes from scratch without editing. He doesn't consider any editing. Then, when he gets the first copy, he can ask editors to help with that because he has a team of editors. Great book authors usually have plus 10 editors, a lot. Some of them can check out grammar stuff, others can emotion, I don't know, many things. So that's why I usually use ChatGPT to ask the same prompts. Please, okay, I wrote the text. I need to be more emotion, friendly, simple, just edit all nonsense that I wrote before, something like this. And that's good for translation as well. I translated to Russian and Ukrainian language because I can speak them. And yeah, I check out. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Eleonora, let's talk about setting the right prompts. You mentioned that you can add keywords, and once I saw a tweet from Elon Musk when he used ChatGPT, and he asked long question with a lot of details. I even spent a few times to read this question to understand Elon Musk point. But anyway, I found that he doesn't use generic questions like please write an article about weight loss or something like this, because a million others can do it as well if you don't use the right prompts. Can you tell how to find the right prompts? Because you mentioned about keywords. So how to add keywords and tell ChatGPT, please use these keywords and write some special text for me.
Yes, of course, like you have to write the topic that you want to write about. You have to set the tone. You have to be specific in general, like how many words should be dedicated for each paragraph. What's the goal of the paragraph? What's the style? Maybe you can give examples of what to look at. So it's like with writers. If you just leave them do whatever they want, they will do whatever they want. If you give clear instructions and very specific instructions, that will be the output will be better.
Eleonora, let's talk about hiring the right people. Can you tell how to find the right writers? Because I think that I used Upwork, even Fiverr, many years ago. I don't do it anymore. It's not that you can't find great writers. I still get a lot of case studies when people found great writers on these platforms. That's okay. But I found it's better to find offers who have proven record, so it takes more time to find them. Can you tell your methods how to find great writers who will create great text for website?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, we use both Upwork and LinkedIn for finding writers. LinkedIn works better. We contact directly the writers that we want to assess, and then everything lies on just assessing the writer's skills. So it's not just reading the cover letters or the previous samples, but giving them a sample to write about or getting an original sample from them and check out that and compare it with the quality that they had before. So first of all, ask them for a cover letter with clear instructions. So like we ask them to write a short introduction on why they want to work for us. And a lot of people just copy paste previous cover letters from other job postings. So that already eliminates a lot of people. And after that, you check their samples, you assess their grammar, the quality of work, and then you can think of it. Yeah, maybe there is potential, but then maybe that's because the client asked them to do so. After having scanned over 400 writers, I can tell that there is no potential in writers. Just they either can write or they cannot. And then when you decide to assess someone because you think that they are actually pretty skilled, you give them an assessment test with a brief with the clear instruction of what the assessment should look like. And then if everything looks good, you interview them and then you can onboard them. But what was a game changer in my experience was having a scorecard for each assessment and giving scores for some specific points in the writing. Like I was about to edit and deliver this article. So if that article would be deliverable, I would onboard the writer. If not, I would just discard them.
Nice. Okay, let's talk more about technical aspect. Okay, you use LinkedIn because Upwork, I understand how to use Upwork. I think everyone knows how to use Upwork just to create the task. You can get requests, you can invite others. But what about LinkedIn? Can you tell technical aspect how to use LinkedIn to find writers?
Yeah, so we have an HR specialist that just the research is for people on LinkedIn, and she puts specific filters for skills, previous companies where the writers might have worked, and specific locations. So location depends on your budget and the kind of quality you're looking for, of course. So that's pretty much it. And then you have to go manually through that, but then you can also use, of course, LinkedIn ads, but that will get you more applicants and more random people. So if you have already some people with experience and proven experience, that would be better.
Okay. After finding the right people on LinkedIn, can you tell how to reach out to them? How to ask, okay, I have a project, I want to cooperate with you, but I need to check out your skills. Any tips how to do it right?
Yeah, you must have like we are using a tool for the whole hiring process that's called Workello. So we have a job posting that we share with them, and we tell them, "Hi, we're looking for writers, and you can have a look at this job posting. If you are interested, just apply." So you have to put first your budget, and then the skills that are required, and what's in it for them. So not just tell them I'm looking for a random writer, just ask them what specific requirements they should have. For example, we look for people with previous experience and proofs of this experience. And then make your offer attractive. Like, why should they want to work for you?
Okay. And, I found that great writers usually busy, they are busy with other projects, and it's hard to tell them, okay, please find time for me, write for me, I have some specific project. Can you tell how to convince them, or how to negotiate, or any other tips that it's important to cooperate with you? And tell more about technical aspect of I mean, like for setting the task. Okay, it's the task. I need to get this topic, headline, keywords, description, our format. So, any tips about that?
Yeah, so about convincing someone to work for you, you should
Yeah,
be
and the
credible.
task. Yeah.
You should be credible, so you should have at least a website where it's explained what you do. Because if you're a private client, it's more difficult to assess what we will look like to work with you. For example, once I worked with a client that had a very deep web website, so I couldn't understand what their company was all about. So it's more difficult for someone to want to apply with you. And then, of course, like we are an agency, so we have constant workload. So it's more convenient for a writer to set up time for us and have constant work rather than working with random clients and don't know whether they can bring bread to the table the next day. So you should find strong points for working with you. And of course, like if you're a freelancer, you should know that if the writer is a freelancer, they should know that there are ins and outs for working with an agency or working for different clients, of course.
Nice, nice. Eleonora, I opened profile on LinkedIn, company Content Wish. So your company, and can you tell about this message? Conversion-oriented content that drives results. I'm interested about that because once I spoke with a webmaster who lost 400,000 traffic, a lot of traffic, but he didn't lose any sales. So he had a lot of traffic that didn't convert, didn't sell, and I found it's a big issue when companies open keyword research tools, check out volume, can see, wow, huge volume. I want to get these keywords. I need to rank them. In the first stage, it's hard. It's really hard to overcome big websites that have this keyword in the top 10. I mean, like even Wikipedia, many others. The second point, it doesn't mean that you can convert, even if you find resources to overcome others, to create much better content, to promote, to get results on Google, but it doesn't mean that you can convert. So can you tell how to choose the right keywords that will bring sales in the end?
That's all the game. So usually our clients give us the keywords that they want to write about. So we don't choose the keywords, the topics. We just do the work of writing the content. We have seen that all the content that was written with Surfer SEO brought lots of results, both for our website portfolio and our clients. So, for example, it was some months ago, I wrote an article for a pretty difficult keyword with Surfer. And after 2 months, I ranked first, with a website that had a DR on Ahrefs about, it was 15 or something. So if you choose a keyword that's rankable and has pretty decent volume and you have a low DR, you can rank if you have a quality content. Of course, like it's not the content that makes it possible by itself. You must have a website that has a good domain, good backlinks, good internal links, like everything that is fundamental in SEO, not just the content. But if the content is well written and contains valuable information, it can outrank even big websites, because sometimes the problem with the content that is already ranking is that the websites are big, so are trusted by Google, but they don't answer the search intent and the reader's intent.
Let's talk about well-written, valuable content. You mentioned about that, and I know value is very important. I don't know how to get results without value. But how to measure this quality? How to measure it's valuable, it's well written? Okay, we can measure Hemingway, Grammarly, many other tools, even on ChatGPT. But I'm interested about value. How do you know that content is valuable?
Yeah, I think that Grammarly and Hemingway are good tools for assessing like language quality and readability, but they don't tell you if an article is well written, because like you can get 99 on Grammarly and have a perfect article, but that doesn't mean that it's without fluff or everything that's written is correct. So first of all, there should be fact checking by the editors, and there should be no fluff. What I mean by fluff here is anything that doesn't make sense in the article, or anything that like from the reader's point of view is obvious or unnatural, or just sometimes people just start writing from their guts and write anything that comes to their mind. You should remove all of that. Sometimes you have no transitions, or you have very long paragraphs that don't say anything, or repetitions. That's what doesn't provide value. So what's left is value. Everything else should be removed.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I agree. You remind me the quote, if you say something in 50 words, don't use 100 words, so because people love to extend content, and I stopped cooperate with writers who charge for the quality, I mean, like for 1,000 words, for because people who charge for the number of words, they usually try to add more words, but it's not about quality, it's not about users. And big publications like Forbes, many others, they usually charge for an article. An author can write article like a week, and the price depends on quality. If people read this article, if they love it, they can hire one more time to cooperate with this offer. So yeah, it's more important about research. Eleonora, you mentioned in the beginning about tools, market news, Surfer SEO. You mentioned a few times Surfer SEO, phrase. So, can you tell which tools work better for you, and what kind of advantages you found by using some of these tools?
Yeah, so the tool that I used the most was Surfer, because like that was the how I became a freelance writer. um, and I find that it works pretty well for me, because it allows you to have pretty good optimization, and you can also select the terms that you want to include, and the competitors that you want to compare your content to. So it's more customizable on the content editor side, and also now it has some pretty cool features like a content audit and keyword research and SERP analyzer. These are all very useful tools if you write, because like it allows you to have more insights about how your content should look like. I also started using Phrase recently, and its big advantage is that it shows you all the outlines of your competitors. So you can do much quicker research than with other tools, because you can already select which topics you should cover. You can understand what is important, what is not. While Market Muse is more SEO oriented, so also it gives you a score to your content according to the competitors, but I think that's for very technical people and less handy for writers. So it depends on the kind of user.
Jeff Coyle spoke on my podcast. He filmed a video about creating the right marketing strategy, advanced research. He's co-founder of Market Muse. I spoke with some specialists in Surfer SEO, but you gave good feedback about Phrase. Yeah, it's interesting because I use Phrase as well. Eleonora, I have the question about mistakes. In my life, I made a lot of mistakes. a lot of mistakes. I keep doing them, but I don't know another way how to learn because it's hard to get the right knowledge. You need to practice to make your hands dirty. Then you can analyze what actually will work for you, especially in marketing. You can write a lot of text and don't get any results. That's part of the process. And I'm interested about mistakes that people can avoid before doing them. Can you list mistakes that people still do, writers still do, and your tips how to find a much better way?
Well, that's an amazing question. Mistakes that people still do. First of all, formatting mistakes. You might find it odd, but there are still people who don't use headings or use headings in the wrong way. So that's something. And this is just by giving outlines to writers, for example. That's something very useful because they can understand what goes first, what is the biggest section, and the subsections that should go below, like H3 and H4s. Other mistakes in writing. Yeah, well, anchor text. This is something pretty hard to teach people how to use them and how to link to external and internal resources. So, for example, we have content plans from our clients, and we tell writers to find internal linking opportunities, and they still sometimes don't get it. So what I did to solve this problem was doing Loom videos and explanations on how I think about it and how they should try to do that. And giving clear explanations and examples is how you get people to do what you want. Other mistakes, it's very subjective, depends on the type of content that you're writing.
Eleonora, I have the question about your experience. I have some students in my network who are looking for ways how to get the right skills, how to learn from scratch. And I know it's important to do it. For example, I usually get better results with clients who understand SEO. If they don't understand, I tell them, okay, I have course, take this course, spend time to learn the basic, because in my course, many great experts like Lily Ray, Mike Phillips, Jeff Coyle, Chelsea Alves, many others, they shared a lot of great lessons about SEO, how it works. We spent so much time explaining about creating high quality content, why it's important, because we can't get results without high quality content. And I found when people understand the basic, we can cooperate like a cohesive team. We can get great results. But if they feel that, okay, I give this task for experts, specialists, without understanding, it's hard. It's really hard to get results. So let's imagine you started from scratch without any experience, knowledge, skills. What will you do today to learn more about writing?
What would I do today? Sorry.
Yeah, to learn about writing.
To learn about writing?
Yes. For example,
Okay.
if you need to write text, great text, valuable text, but you have no experience, you didn't write even one word in your life, you forget about schools, just you need to start from scratch.
Yeah. So, yeah, of course, I would take a course. Like when I started, I took a Surfer SEO free course. Someone handed it to me. So I will start to understand the industry that I'm looking to work in. So, of course, start from the basics, and then I don't know if I would take a writing course, maybe, but most of all, I would try to understand what's important and what is not important in the job that I want to do. So, if I wanted to learn writing, I would start to look for how the content should look like and look at how big websites are written and what kind of publishers have decent articles. and I would try to imitate them. So by trying to aim for a certain quality, I would try to practice that.
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't agree more. I think you can take all courses, you can learn all articles, all books, read them. But if you do nothing, you get nothing. You need to practice. Practice is more important than over learning. And personally, I can't learn a teeny percent of new publications, posts that appeal every single day about SEO. I have no time to do it, but even great experts like Neil Patel, who spoke on my podcast, he told he doesn't read any SEO news because he doesn't have time with that. he
Neither do
prefers
I.
yeah, he prefers to practice, to do something. And I remember when Bill Gates said about that, when he reads books, he usually makes notes and he thinks how I can implement something, these insights, because it's not about learning, it's more about practice. Just do it, just start writing every single day. Yeah, that's simple. Of course, you need to learn, but in most time to practice. Okay, Eleonora, and my final question about the future. Can you predict the future? What kind of future will be? Because we have AI. Many people can think that AI can replace them, in the future. So, your thoughts about the future?
Well, yes, AI will wipe out a good deal of writers, especially low-level writers. So, especially, I'm sorry about that, but cheaper writers, because some most of the times they are not so skilled in writing. So AI can easily replace them because it can write a better copy and in much less time. But editors and expert writers will be still needed, not just because they can do the research and use AI in a good way, but also because they can do fact checking and add their own ideas and originality to the text that AI can write. So AI might be self-sufficient and it can develop greatly more than what he's doing already. But humans will be still needed, especially because like humans have opinions. AI doesn't have opinions, so humans will set more trends. AI will just replicate what's already there.
I can tell even more. AI is not replacing low writers. It did it, because
Yeah.
AI replaced all low people with mediocre writing. Because if you have some tasks for cheap, for writers who charge not a lot, you can get much better results much faster by using AI just for a few seconds.
Yeah, and you don't have to fight with them to give them feedback and then explain them how to write better. It just does that, and you can just publish it. So
Nice, nice, Eleonora. It's a big pleasure to get on my show, to learn from you. Tell our audience the best way how to keep learning from you, how to follow you, how to reach out to you.
well, I'm not very active yet, but of course, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I will be more than happy to reply to your questions and inquiries.
Okay, guys, you can find the link to LinkedIn profile in the description below. Listen us on Apple, Google, Spotify. Thanks again for your time. A big pleasure. Love it.
Thank you.
So valuable. Guys, you need to follow Eleonora on LinkedIn, reach out to her, and keep doing and practice more than learning. Okay, guys, love you. See you.